Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another episode of Inside DB Rated. This is the dual commentary series where we go ahead and spectate random matches on DB's ladder and just check out what people are playing. So this is going to be a match between Chocolate on Marincess versus Suikong on Zoodiac Eldlich. And as usual, if you do want to submit replays for this series, feel free to check out my Discord server. The link is in the description box below. But let's go ahead and get started here without any further ado. So it does look that Marincess did win the RPS, and they are going to choose to go first. So the opening hand going first for Marincess is going to be Forbidden Droplet, Sign Up Mining, Marincess Blue Tang, Droll and Lockbird, and Marincess Wave. So this hand's really solid for sure. Has a couple of super strong going second cards if they did lose the die roll, but they're also incidentally pretty good going first. And then there's a couple of very strong engine cards for the Marincess package as well. I'd say you can't really craft too much of a better hand than this for this deck, which is pretty cool. And then the opening hand for Zoodiac Eldlich going second is going to be Double Ash, Scarlet, Tenki, and Psyframe Driver, the psychic soldier that rides in a battle against security forces on Currents of Lightning using an autonomic amplifier called Psyframe. So this hand has a hand trap for going second, but it's not really going to be enough, I don't think, against this hand, given how strong it is. And we'll have to see how well it can break the board. Obviously, Zeus can help with the Zeus, Zeus. But carrying on here, we're going to see Marincess go first. So we're going to see a normal summon Blue Tang. That's going to be Ash on the effect to Foolish Burial, but that's going to be then linked away for a copy of Blue Slug. So both the effects trigger here. Blue Tang going to Excavate 3 and pick up a copy of Pascalis to hand, and then the Blue Slug is going to add the Blue Tang back to hand. And then from here, we're going to activate a copy of Sign Up Mining. That's going to pitch Pascalis to search a copy of the Marincess Seahorse. And then from here, they're going to special summon the Seahorse to the zone that Blue Slug points to, and then link her away for a copy of the Sea Angel, and the Angel effect triggers to search for a copy of Battle Ocean. This is always pretty interesting, because this card says that you can add a Marincess spell from deck to hand, but I do believe that Battle Ocean is still the only Marincess spell in the game. Somebody do correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember that this is kind of akin to the whole Nekroz Searching Trap thing that was kind of brought up back in the day. But we're going to go ahead and see those linked away for a copy of Marincess Coral Anemone. And then Anemone effect is going to bring back the Pascalis, and then that triggers on the special summon as well to summon out the Blue Tang from hand. And then those two are going to be overlaid for the Bahamut Shark, and then going to detach the Pascalis to summon out Toad. And then from here, we're going to see a Battle Ocean be activated, and then going to perform a Link Summon for the Marincess Marbled Rock, which triggers not only the Coral Anemone to add back, but also the Battle Ocean to equip from Graveyard, so going to boost the Marbled Rock to 45, and then Marbled Rock effect is going to add back the Pascalis, and the Blue Tang added back off the Coral Anemone as well. And then going to go ahead and set Droplet and then pass. So we have a Toad negate, a Marincess Wave negate, which can be activated from hand due to the fact that they control a Link 3 higher Marincess monster, and also protects your entire face-up monster board from being affected by your opponent's card effects. And it's not just Marincess monsters that become unaffected this way. Toad as well gets the protection. So pretty good. And Droll to back it up as well. So very solid end board. The opening hand, the top deck rather, for Zoodiac Eldlich is going to be Walkero, which is not going to be useful in breaking the board, but it's going to be helpful in a grind scenario if it does come down to it. So going to proceed to main phase, going to activate Fire Formation Tenki, that's going to grab a search for Zoodiac Thoroughblade, and then from here, Joel is going to be activated on the resolution of the search, and then Thoroughblade will be normal summoned, and that's going to be Xyz summoned for a copy of Hammerkong, and then Trident, and then they're going to activate Trident to target the Battle Ocean and attempt to destroy it. But it looks like Wave is going to be chained to negate the Trident and then protect the board. Next up, they're going to set 2. And then, both these cards are known because they were added back. They're going to go to battle and then main 2 and then pass. So they chose not to go into Borbo to try and maybe force a Zeus onto the board, which would line up pretty well against Toad. Obviously not the same turn since the entire board is unaffected due to Marincess Wave right now. But I think it was probably worth going for just to stack a bunch of materials on it. I'm not really sure if there was a reason to prioritize Dryden in particular. You guys can let me know in the comments if you see a reason for holding on to Dryden over the Zeus. But we're going to see Marincess draw for turn. It's going to be a Goza match, so we have some more intel on the main deck choices, being not only some Go Second cards like Droll and Droplet, but also some main deck Floodgates as well. So going to go to main phase 1. They're going to activate the Marbled Rock effect. That's going to target Wave to try and add back to hand. They're going to chain Walkero in response, and then looks like they're going to chain Scarlet to try and banish the Marincess Wave. But looks like they are kind of talking about the chain here. So, okay, so Sanguine isn't chaining 2. There was just a mistype. So, Walkero is chaining 2. And then it looks like they want to respond to the Walkero. Okay, so it's going to be Marbled Rock, Chainlink 1 to add back the Wave, or to target the Wave to add it back. Walkero chilling 2, and then Toad chilling 3 to negate it. So they want to negate and set it. So a little bit confusing, but we got there in the end. And then the Marble Rock will resolve. That's going to add back the wave. Pretty interesting that Toad was used on the Walkero instead of the Scarlet. I think that just cutting off Lord Axis is probably better. It achieves the same result as far as just preventing the wave from getting banished. But regardless, we're going to see Toad effect probably add back. Yeah, it's going to add back the Seahorse here. And then looks like in a new chain, they're going to activate Scarlet just to get a blocker on the field, I suppose. And then from here, they're going to null summon the Piscalis and then go and special summon the Blue Tang off of the effect and then use the Blue Tang on summon. That's going to be ashed. I think that's a pretty fine time to get ashed here if you're Marincess because all of your important playmakers are already out of the deck. Like maybe an extender like Mandarin could have been the send there, but overall, I mean, Marincess is already pretty far ahead. Going to go ahead and special summon Seahorse to the zone that Marbled Rock points to, and then going to link those off for a copy of Coral Anemone. Triggering the Blue Tang Engrave to excavate 3 hits a copy of Seahorse, and we also see Dynamiscus main decked here too. Just getting a lot of insight on the build. Gonna go for a Coral Anemone to Reborn the Blue Tang to the zone that points to, and then going to link off for a Shooting Code Talker. So this is a Water Link 3 that reads, at the start of your battle phase, you can activate this effect. This battle phase, this card can make attacks up or on your opponent's monsters up to the number of monsters this card currently points to +1. But this turn, when it attacks your opponent's only monster, this card loses 400 attack during that damage calculation only. And at the end of each battle phase, you can draw cards equal to the number of monsters this card destroyed by battle this turn. So pretty good way to clear the board. Just have a multi-attacker. As well as just getting additional cards at the end of the battle phase, so pretty decent. Also, it's water, which helps under the Marincess restrictions, of course. But going to go ahead and trigger the Coral Anemone since it was linked off to add back a copy of Seahorse here, and then going to proceed to battle, going to attack over the Trident, and they choose not to use it at any point. That is pretty interesting. Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe they were under the impression that Battle Ocean was giving Marbled Rock the protection to be unaffected by card effects. But that only applies when it was summoned in the extra monster zone using Crystal Heart specifically as material, which it wasn't in this case. That could explain why they tried to pop it earlier on their turn. Maybe they were just trying to play around the protection effect that wasn't applicable at that point. But regardless, we're going to see Lord being attacked over by the Marbled Rock, and then Blue Tang going to attack for, I believe, 17 because of the field spell. And then end of battle phase, the Shooting Code's going to draw 1. It's going to be a Lancia. And then they're going to pass. For 10, we're going to see a top deck Conquistador. So that is not going to really help break the board either. I think Marincess is just super far ahead. They didn't have space to set the goes in, which is kind of funny. But they're going to drop Lancia in standby phase. They could chain the Scarlet here because it is engrave and it was activated last turn. But they actually just choose to concede game 1 instead. All right, fair enough. They were definitely out-resourced there, and Marincess was super far ahead. So now we're going to move into game 2, where it looks like Marincess is going to be forced to go first this time. If you guys are enjoying this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new here and want to see more commentary similar to this. But the opening hand for Marincess going first this time is going to be Swap Frog, Droll, Marincess Piscalis, Sign Up Mining, and Lancia. So we see 2 of the hand traps that we got a glimpse of last game as well. And we also see the Swap Frog package, which makes sense because they're already playing the Toad stuff, as well as a way to get to Blue Tang again. So very strong hand similar to game 1. And then the opening hand for Zoodiac Eldlich going second is going to be Prod Prosperity, Nibiru, Conquistador, Thoroughblade, and Gamma. So this hand has 2 very good hand traps, especially against this deck. Very, very high impact, able to kind of just stop the combo here, and Prosperity to kind of dig and fix the hand. So I think both players opened up quite well. So they're going to start up a copy of the Sign Up Mining. That's going to pitch Piscalis to add a copy of Blue Tang to hand. And then from here, they're going to normal the Blue Tang and activate her effect to send, and that's going to resolve. So that's going to send a copy of the Marincess Basilalima. That's pretty interesting. I was expecting a Seahorse, but this one allows you to banish it from your graveyard to prevent a monster or monsters you control by being destroyed by card effect. And then you can also banish a Marincess trap from your grave while it's on field to add a different named Marincess trap from your deck to your hand. I don't think people really use this effect because most people don't really play the other Marincess traps besides Wave, since that's like the only really potent one. And then if this card is banished, you can also make a face-up monster control permanently gain 600 attack. Which works obviously with its own effect, but also off of the link for the Bubble Reef, I do believe. So a little bit of synergy there, but I think that might have been a good time to Gamma, just because Marincess is somewhat reliant on the normal summon. There aren't too many native extenders in the deck, like if you aren't able to get access to like your link plays. But gonna go ahead and link off the Blue Tang for a Blue Slug, same thing as last game. And what do you know, gonna hit the Seahorse off the Blue Tang anyway, so I mean, that definitely works. And then the blue tank also gets added back via the blue slug effect. And then from here, you're going to special summon the seahorse to the zone that blue slug points to, and then go for a sea angel. Angel effect is going to search for nothing because it's going to be gammaed. Yeah, I think this player really is prioritizing stopping like Battle Ocean, right? Because they try to pop with Trident. They might have assumed on the crackback of last game rather, that the Battle Ocean was giving protection when it really wasn't. And here they're trying to stop the Sea Angel. So it might be a bit of unfamiliarity with the matchup because, I mean, granted, Crystal Heart protection with the Battle Ocean is strong, but there's other ways to kind of, stop the deck, I think. But regardless, we're going to see Gamma and Driver come down. And then choosing to not use the protection effect of the Basilalima, going to let the Sea Angel go to grave, and then going to pitch the blue tank for Swap Frog, and then they'll fire it off to send another Swap Frog to the graveyard. And then next, they'll link summon a copy of Marincess Coral Anemone, and then use her effect. That's going to bring back the Swap Frog to the link zone that it points to. And then they're going to activate Swap Frog again, and then in response, they'll chain Nibiru. So the board will get wiped, token gets summoned, and then Swap Frog resolves for Ronin Totem. Trying to think of the summons here. So Tang was 1, Slug was 2, Horse was 3, Angel was 4, Swap was 5, and then Anemone was later. So I think they could have dropped it on the summon of these first Swap Frog, because letting Anemone hit the board means that it's going to float no matter what, pretty much. Like here, they're going to get to add back, which is pretty good for recycling their engine. Like if they dropped it on the board of Blue Slug plus Swap Frog, there wouldn't really be any follow-up, because this Ronin wouldn't be in graveyard either. Or maybe it would be, but with just 1 frog. And that really isn't enough to help push. But regardless, we're going to see Blue Tank be added back. And then just going to pass. So for turn, we're going to say top deck Nibiru. Another one. So Prosperity is going to try and put in some work here. So it's going to banish 3 and then hit a copy of Curse Eldland, which is classically very good with the zoos, if not for this Drill here. So yeah, Drill is going to be dropped in Resolution. So going to cut off the search there. And then going to Null Summon Third Blade, and then overlay for Borbo, excuse me. And then going to attack into the token with the Borbo, dealing some piercing as well as the Nibiru attack. And then, yeah, it's only half damage because of the Prosperity. Then in main phase 2, they're going to overlay for Shakanine and then Zeus. So that was 4 summons playing around Nibiru here. One of the cards is known, but the other could be Nibiru, so good to play around it. They're going to set Conquistador and then passed. They said you might have forgotten a material. Or maybe not. Maybe they forgot. Not entirely sure. I'm fairly certain they were playing around Nibiru there. But maybe they're just bluffing in the chat. But anyways, we're going to see a top deck Sign Up Mining for turn. That is okay, but I'm not really sure it was needed. I mean, all the engine pieces are already in circulation. But they're going to go ahead and start with the Sign Up Mining. That's going to pitch the Lancia to search for a copy of the Pascalis. And then from here, going to null the Pascalis, and then use her effect for the Blue Tang. And then Blue Tang effect is going to go ahead and send Mandarin. And then from here, they're going to banish Swap Frog for Ronin Totem. And then going to link everything away, choosing to hold on to Zeus here, linking everything away for a copy of the Marbled Rock. Going to fire off Zeus here. This definitely works. But Blue Tang will be chain link 1, of course, since it was linked away. So going to excavate 3. Hitting a Seahorse, which is decent, but I don't think there's any extra extension. There is one more Ronin activation, but Blue Slug does require Marincess specifically instead of Waters generically, like Coral Anemone, for example. So yeah, also this isn't live right now, the Mandarin, so it's just going to be a pass. End phase, we're going to see a Conquistador effect. That's going to banish itself to set a copy of Scarlet. And then going to draw for turn. There's another copy of Curse Eldland, which isn't too bad. They're going to flip up this copy of Scarlet, summoning a copy of Lord from deck. And then they're going to activate Curse Eldland, paying 800 to search for another copy of Golden Lord. And then they're going to activate Lord effect, sending Eldland from hand to send away the Eldland from field. And then trigger the Eldland in graveyard to send a Conquistador. And then go to battle phase. This is not game notably. I feel like that was played pretty interestingly. I think that could have been done a little bit different. Let's see. So if they go activate Curse Eldland, search Lord, Lord pitch the other Eldland to send the first Eldland, like they did just now. But instead of activating the Scarlet, they use it as fodder for the Lord in grave. That would have been an extra 1,000 damage, right? Yeah, I think that could have been game there. Or at the very least, use the Eldlin to go for Conquistador, which probably would have been fine. So yeah, definitely, I think that was a bit suboptimal in my opinion, but we're going to see the Conquistador at the end phase go for a copy of Scarlet. And then going to pass. For turn, we're going to say a top deck Lightning Storm. So that is going to clear the monsters. And then we're going to say normal summon Seahorse. This would be good if not for the Nibiru in hand right there. So that's going to be leaked away for Blue Slug. And then effect to add back the copy of Seahorse. And then special summon Seahorse. And then going to go for a copy of Angel. And then Angel effect is going to grab a search for a copy of Battle Ocean. And then going to activate Mandarin to summon itself back. And then here just going to drop Nibiru. And that is the end of game 2 right there. Yeah, I think that was pretty reasonable because at this point it's basically just trying to grind against Eldlich without having any resources, and that is probably not going to be a good time. So now we're going to move into game 3, where it looks like Marincess is going to choose to go first again. And before we get started in game 3, just want to shout out my patrons as usual. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. I appreciate it. The long form and consistent content is made possible thanks to you guys. And if you do want to help out support the Patreon, feel free to go ahead and check it out in the description box below. But we're going to go ahead and get started in game number 3 here. So the opening hand for Marincess is going to be Double Silent Mining, Blue Tang, Goes a Match, and Swap Frog. So they drew Blue Tang, or a way to get there, all 3 games, which is quite good. Has a Floodgate for going first, which is not bad, depending on when it gets timed, and the Frog Engine too. So I think, again, this is quite a solid hand. And then the opening hand for Zoodiac Eldlich going second is going to be Nibiru, Walkero, Judgment, Golden Lord, and Curse Eldlin. So 0 Zoo cards, a lot of Eldlich stuff, but has Nibiru, which is, again, good in this matchup. So they're going to start with a Mining. That's going to pitch the other Mining to grab a copy of Seahorse. And then they're going to pitch the Seahorse to summon out a copy of Swap Frog, and then use Swap Effect to send the other Swap. Then they're going to normal the Blue Tang, and then use their effect to go for the Basilalima. And then they're going to Link Summon for a copy of Blue Slug, triggering both effects again. Hits a copy of Pascalis here. And then we see Droplets still in the deck post side. And then Blue Slug going to add back the Seahorse. And then from here, going to bounce Swap Frog, and then Special Summon Seahorse to the zone that Blue Slug points to with its own effect. Then link her away for a copy of Sea Angel. Angel effect is going to add a copy of Battle Ocean, but they're going to chain Nibiru to that. So the board gets wiped. This is still pretty good. They can go like Swap Frog, pitch Pascalis, send a Ronin, summon Ronin, and then go... if they play Dupe, Toe might be worth it. Or they could go for like Anemone, which could be decent as well. I think that's probably the better play. So going to go for a token, of course, and then pitch the Pascalis for Swap Frog, and then activate Swap Frog effect. That's going to send Ronin Totem, and then going to banish the Swap for Ronin, and then Link Summon for a copy of the Coral Anemone, and then use her effect to bring back the Marincess Seahorse. I just blanked on its name completely there. Gonna go ahead and activate the Battle Ocean, and then banish for the Ronin Totem, and then going to make the Crystal Heart, and then go for the Bubble Reef. So going to trigger both the effect of the Field Spell and the Coral Anemone to add back. And this is pretty solid. So this is on, I believe, 4,600. And then they're going to set Goes a Match and then pass. For turn, we're going to say a top deck's Ice Dragon's Prison, which is just another trap card. So pretty much playing pure Eldlich at this point. Definitely not going to be bad, though, in this matchup. So we always see a Standby Phase, Goes a Match right away. So that's to prevent like a normal summon Zoo, which is pretty good. So that makes the Ice Dragon's Prison actually worse if they can't out their own Nibiru, because then they can't summon a Marincess monster back. And then, they have to get rid of the token, of course, since it's light. And also in Standby Phase, the Bubble Reef is going to banish the Blue Slug to draw a copy of Wave. That's a very good draw. Because otherwise it would just be a Floodgate pretty much, without any other disruption. So they're going to start with a copy of the Golden Lord. That's going to send away the Walkero and then get rid of the Battle Ocean. And then that puts Bubble Reef down to 32 due to its own effect. And then going to activate Curse Eldlin, that's going to pay 100 for a copy of Conquistador. And then they're going to send it away, or send the Eldlin away for a copy of Lord. And then Lord is going to attack into the Bubble Reef. This does trigger the Anemone to bring back a monster. So that's going to add back the Bubble Reef. And then, the Nibiru attack there as well. Main phase 2 going to set a bunch, and then end phase going to go for the Walkero. That's going to banish itself and then set Scarlet. And then going to pass. For turn, we can see a top deck Droll. Not going to be useful right here. So There are some options. I mean, definitely they all start with Blue Tang, but we'll see. I think Conquistador just on the summon, or even Judgment on the summon would be pretty good. So they're going to go to main phase, null summon the Blue Tang, and then activate the effect. So going to send a copy of Mandarin. Then they're going to Piscalis, banish itself from grave to add back the Battle Ocean, because it can add back spells or traps, just except during the turn it was sent to the grave. And then going to activate Battle Ocean, that's going to be Judgmented. Yeah, this player really just doesn't want Battle Ocean to be on the board. They popped to it Trident, they stopped the Sea Angel the other game, they like outed it with Lord hand effect, and now they're Judgmenting it. Yeah, this person really just does not like Battle Ocean. So I'm going to go ahead and now link for a copy of the Blue Slug, and then going to activate both effects. Going to pick up a Seahorse. I don't think Tang has whiffed a single time this entire match. And then the other Seahorse will be added back via the Blue Slug effect. This still is a decent time to Conquistador. I'm very surprised they're not firing it off. Again, I think it might just be unfamiliarity with the deck. Going to special summon the Seahorse to the zone it points to, or the zone that Blue Slug points to, and then go for Sea Angel. And then Mandarin Engrave is going to bring itself back. And then here they're going to drop the Conquistador to try and destroy the Blue Slug. Oh, right, I forgot about this card, actually. So Basilima gives card effect protection to any monster, not even just Marincess. So yeah, never mind. It wouldn't have mattered, actually. I totally forgot about this card. Yeah, so I don't remember what set this card came out in, but it was fairly recently, at least compared to the rest of the Marincess cards. But yeah, that's actually super solid. So lines up pretty well against the Conquistador. So yeah, I think Judgment on the normal summon had to have been it then, as like the only real way to stop this. Yeah, because this like could have popped the Battle Ocean if they were really, if they really wanted to stop it. But yeah, Ice Dragon's Prison again is like just turned off here. They could have also like Conquistador that goes in match. And then like again Judgment the normal summon. Yeah, so I think this was just played some misplays I think on the side of Zoodiac Eldlich. But going to go ahead and be thinking, and then go for a copy of the Coral Anemone, and then Anemone effect is going to activate. They're gonna attempt to activate Ice Dragon's Prison, but under goes a match can't. Yeah, you can you can special summon if you're targeting a light monster, which there are none. Yeah, okay. So going to go ahead and bring back the Crystal Heart, and then link summon for a copy of Marbled Rock. This triggers the Coral Anemone to add back the Battle Ocean. And then going to link summon for a copy of Wonder Heart. I was reading the chat there, actually. Yeah, they forgot Marbled Rock, actually, to add back the Blue Tang, which would have been good. Yeah, I'm just like getting this impression. This person really just does not like Battle Ocean. Gonna activate Battle Ocean effect. That's gonna equip 3 and then attack over the Golden Lord. And then Wonder Heart effect is gonna activate. So that's going to summon the Marbled Rock as an equip spell, or from the equip zone, I should say. And then Marbled Rock gonna attack into Conquistador. And then going to activate Marbled Rock in main phase 2. These get equipped in the end phase. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, so here's the add back there. Yeah, it was 3,800 because one of the equips got removed. All right, they were just doing some math there. End phase gonna re-equip, and then gonna activate. Yeah, can't activate Conquistador because it was used this turn. And then they're gonna pass for turn against your top deck Prosperity. So this is gonna have to find an out somehow to the Gozen. Not really sure what the out could be, but I guess we'll find out. So we're gonna go ahead and banish 3. That's gonna pick up a copy of Tenki. Yeah, not really the best hits there. It was 2 Tenki and a Prosperity. Gonna drop Drill and Resolution. And I think this is just kind of the writing on the wall. Lord effect, going to go ahead and send away Scarlet to summon itself. And then going to banish the Scarlet to set a copy of Conquistador. Switch Nibiru to defense and then pass. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Solemn Strike. So in case the Gozen does get outed, this is good to stop the Zoo play now. So they're going to normal summon the Blue Tang, use her effect, send a copy of Mandarin. So they're on multiple Mandarin here. And then going to link away for a copy of Blue Slug, and then activate Blue Slug and Blue Tang. Gonna pick up a wave. Again, not whiffing, just never missing. We see Heavy Storm Duster as well, and then gonna add back Coral Anemone off of the Blue Slug. Mandarin effect, gonna summon itself, and then going to link for a copy of Anemone. I think this should be banished, right? Yeah, that should be banished. Alright, and then Coral Anemone effect, that's going to bring back the Blue Tang. and then going to special summon a Seahorse to the zone that Wonderheart points to. And then end of main phase 1, we're going to see a Conquistador activation that's going to pop Battle Ocean. Again, really just not liking the Battle Ocean. I think that's really funny. But anyways, going to go and link for a copy of Shooting Code. And then going to go and add back the Battle Ocean with the Coral Anemone. And then going to activate Battle Ocean. End of main 1. Well, end of main 1 means they're still in main 1. Yeah. Okay, so start of battle phase, going to activate the Shooting Code Talker effect. So going to attack over the Nibiru, and then attack over the Conquistador. And then going to activate Marincess Wave before clearing the monster. And then going to attack with Wonderheart. I wonder why this was used there. So that they're all unaffected. I wonder what they're trying to play around with that. Because they know the set was Ice Dragon since it was revealed. Oh, you know, it's because, yeah, they don't want to run into Ice Dragons after the Lord gets cleared. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. I just had to think about it for a second there. Going to go ahead and attack with Blue Tang. And then end of battle phase, going to Shooting Code Talker. Draw 2, draws Droll and Blue Tang. And then they're going to set Solemn Strike and then pass. Pretend we're going to see a top deck Solemn Strike of their own. A bit late here. They're going to activate Tenki. That's going to search Third Blade, and then they're going to normal summon it. And then go for Hammer Kong and then Trident. And then use the Trident effect, targeting Battle Ocean again. That's going to be striked, though. And then Lord effect, send away Ice Dragons. They could have used that Ice Dragons, right? Just like help clear the board a little bit. Because Tenki was a free card to send away. And then they're going to go summon itself and then attack into Blue Tang. And then going to set Strike in main phase 2. And then end phase, activate Conquistador for Scarlet. And then they're going to pass turn. Top deck's going to be Ice Dragon's Prison. This is a very, very long match right now. Oh my goodness. How long is this video so far? 27 minutes. My goodness. They're going to go ahead and go to battle phase, attack with Wonderheart into the Golden Lord. And then effective Wonderheart to summon Marincess Marbled Rock. And then they're going to activate Scarlet to summon out another copy of Lord. So this does play in the Ice Dragon's Prison, notably, because now there's 2 Lords. They're going to activate Marbled Rock. That's going to add back Blue Tang. And then going to just end phase. They're going to activate Conquistador. And set a copy of Scarlet. I do wonder if this deck plays access code, because they could have just played in such a way that they could have made access code, right? I think that could have been a possibility, although there was a strike set as well. But we're going to see Scarlet set in the end phase. And then going to go ahead and banish Scarlet after drawing Tenki for turn. That's going to set a copy of Conquistador. And then Lord effect is going to send away Tenki, summon itself. And then going to go battle phase, attack into Shooting Code. And then going to pass. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Forbidden Droplet. I'm just like trying to take stock of everything that's happening, because this is a lot. I did not expect this game to go to this long of a grind game. I thought Marincess had it since like turn 1. But now it's coming down to the wire. Going to go ahead and attack with the Wonderheart into the Golden Lord. And then they're going to activate Conquistador. That's going to pop the Battle Ocean. And Wonderheart is going to activate. They're going to chain Solemn Strike. And then effects of the Coral and the Wonderheart. What does this do in Grave again? I forget. If it's destroy an opponent's card, you can special summon a Link 3 or lower Marincess from your grave. Okay. So I can bring back the Marbled Rock. And then Marbled Rock attack into the Golden Lord. And then damage step going to drop Droplet. Send away Gozen Match. And that is... Oh, that's actually just game right there. Oh my god. I did not realize that they were on 300 life points after that. That was crazy. Yeah, that was a very, very interesting game. We didn't see Zoo make Zeus a single time, which is fascinating. Oh, no, we did. I'm sorry, I lied. We did see it in game 2. But yeah, we didn't really come up a whole ton. I think there were some fascinating decisions. It was a long, grindy game, so I can't like recall everything at the moment. But I think I pointed out stuff. I'm sure you guys can also point out more stuff because you guys are pretty good about that. But yeah, holy smokes, this is a 30-minute video. It has been quite a long time since I uploaded a long commentary like this one. I don't even think I like went on too many tangents there. It was just a long match. Actually, I do want to see how long it was in real time. Oh my. That was an hour and a half. All right, I don't feel as bad anymore. All right, but that's going to be it for the video, guys. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me with links in the description as usual. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.